starts now.
Warriors of the ultimate fight, get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight, get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight, get in the ring for the ultimate flight. I say we warriors of the ultimate fight, get in the ring for the ultimate flight.
In your bantamweight division, we got a couple more local guys. Both guys here from the state of Utah. Gonna mix it up just a little bit. What do you know about these guys, Johnny?
Well, I know Joseph Hardin is training over at Mushin MMA. The kid's gonna step in here as many times as he can before he leaves to serve the Lord on his LDS mission. His opponent, Dustin Gordon, said, look, I'm Mighty Mouse. I got what it takes to take you down, slam you, pound you, beat you, bottom line.
You know what I'm excited about the Mushin guys coming out here is we get to see that good-looking Brandon Kaiser come out here again. Bantamweight, no holds barred, check it out.
My first fighter standing to my left, he stands 5'11". He weighed in at 135 pounds. Representing Mushin MMA, fighting out of Bountiful, it's Joseph Little Joe Hardin. His opponent, standing to my right, stands 5'4". He weighed in at an even 135 pounds, fighting out of West Valley City, representing the Ultimate Combat Training Center. It's Dustin Mighty Mouse Gordon. Joseph, I'm going to start the questions off with you. You're stepping in the cage tomorrow night to prove what you got, man. I want to hear a little bit about how you think tomorrow's competition is going to go, and let us know why you belong at the E Center tomorrow.
I think pretty much just training hard, and I think I'm going to win because we've got the best trainers in the state, I think. So I think I'll come out on top.
That's what I like to hear. Okay, I need you to send your opponent a message, man. Let Dustin Gordon know why you're going to walk out of this thing a victory. You did not come here to lose, and you're going to hear me say that a lot tonight. You didn't come here to lose. Tell me why you're going to win. Send him a message.
I think just training my technique overall. That's about it.
Okay. All right, Dustin, you heard it right there. So training and technique is what's going to get him over the top. I want to hear from you, man. What does it mean for you to be fighting tomorrow at the East Center? Let him know how tomorrow's fight's going to go. Also, give us a preview of how you think it's going to go tomorrow.
I think it's going to go pretty well. I think this is a good opportunity of me to get noticed and show what I got. And it's going to take more than a little bit of his technique to get in the way of me.
Okay, man. All right, right there. I need you to send him a message, man. Once again, you didn't come here to lose. Tell us why you're going to win.
I've been training a lot, and it's all about my gym.
All right, you heard right there. Both these guys going to mix it up tomorrow morning in your first fight of the night. Shake hands, and best of luck to both these guys.
Well, gym pride on the line here for both these guys, Johnny Ritchie, and I want to clarify one thing. It's Joseph Hardin. But Little Joe is his nickname, and he is training with a pretty solid gym.
Oh yeah, Mike, Mushin MMA, once Mushin Fighting Corps, they changed it to MMA because that's primarily what they're going to be working on, and Joseph Hardin is one of their top fighters in this weight class in this division.
Without a doubt. He's not only an MMA fighter, does Muay Thai up there as well, but Dustin Gordon goes by the nickname of Mighty Mouse. Primarily a wrestler, just kind of getting into the MMA game as of late.
But I love to watch this guy fight, Mike, because he's got a big heart and he lays it on the line every time. You think he's going to be just getting dominated, and the kid will just continue to keep fighting. Even after the bell a couple times, he still wanted to keep this thing rocking and rolling.
Very distinct, the height disadvantage there for Dustin Gordon, giving up, boy, it looks like at least 6-8 inches to his opponent.
Yeah, without a doubt, Mike. But once again, you talked about his wrestling background. This kid can close the gap. Oh, but he's not doing a bad. Oh, and he lands a big one right there.
That was a big right hand that sent Mr. Hardin down to the canvas, and right there it looks like Dustin Gordon trying to capitalize on that and looking for an early victory here.
Yeah, Mike landing the big shots. You see him just winding that thing back, saying, come on, and then winding that thing back once again, come on, oh!
Just
goes
like
over the top.
Just like out at the flagpole.
Yeah, just bring it.
Wow, right there again, you know, he's doing a great job. We just talked about how he's a wrestler. He's coming out and winging some pretty big shots early in the early going here, and he's landed them, John.
Well, he's making Joe Harding decide to maybe close the gap on this thing and take this thing to the mat because of the fact that he is landing those big shots. And he ate a couple shots to the forehead there and decided this is probably the best place to be.
Well, the tempo has slowed down just a little bit from the early goings here, but boy, man, it really seemed to me that Dustin Gordon has been working on his stand-up game. If not, boy, he's landed a couple lucky shots.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike. And even though that little Joe's covering up, those shots are still landing, and you can see they're still rocking, and they're knocking him off balance. And that's the best thing you can do when you're standing up in this position. Man.
Well, you know, I tell you again, Dustin Gordon coming out here and making himself known on his feet, continued to land some shots right there. Joseph Hardin landing a big kick to kind of counter it, but I think that Dustin Gordon has really set a very fast tempo here in this fight.
Man, all right, and you see right there with that big swinging right hook, if he lands that thing, it's good night. He'll knock Joseph right out.
Well, right here we're going to see what happens on the ground because Joseph Hardin, we know the Mushin guys are very adept on the ground. You know their submission is going to be solid, but you know, can you counteract the wrestling skills of Dustin Gordon?
Well, you know, that's the thing is Dustin Gordon's going to make things very uncomfortable for you. If you're on your back, you're going to see he's going to be working full mount, and right there he's doing a good job of placing the knee toward the mat, trying to step over, and then look to ground and pound because that's really what he's good at.
Well, it looked like he was heading for a full mount position, didn't quite get there. Boy, left himself in a bad spot, and Johnny, this
could
fight
very well be over.
I'm almost guaranteeing you this fight's over. That thing is on, and it's on tight.
Well, once again, he's doing a little bit of both. He's not only throwing the triangle on there, Mike, but he's got the arm bar. And that thing's going to extend. We're going to see it tap out in just a few seconds, I think, if he keeps it up.
I'm telling you what, though, Dustin Gordon is not going to go away quite so easily, man. He's battling his way through it. That thing is on there, Johnny. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it through here.
Well, he's doing a good job, Mike, of keeping his right arm on the left side of his body, not letting him pull it all the way across his neck where he put that choke on. And as he's doing right there, if he gets his arm across, it's a good night.
Well, well, did he just give up on that and look like he tried to transition to an arm lock? Well, maybe he still has it.
Yeah, he's still got the arm in there, but he's got his feet crossed. That's a little bit of a no-no. But still, if he's got this thing on the way that it looks, Dustin Gordon should be tapping here.
Well, was that a tap
that's
there?
That's the time. That's
that was
the bell.
The end of the first round, and it looks like Dustin Gordon dodged a bullet there. That's going to be a very difficult round to score because you saw the big shots from Dustin Gordon early on, but near submission toward the end of the round.
Wow, that was awesome. Dustin Gordon looking good, though, Mike, in there slugging and swinging and mixing it up.
All right, we're going to see some more slugging and swinging and mixing it up when we come back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, boy, you've missed out on one heck of a first round where Dustin Gordon and Joseph Hardin are mixing up in the bantamweight division. Both guys from Utah, but Dustin Gordon landed some big shots in the early going. Joseph Hardin almost ended this thing with a submission toward the end of the round.
Yeah, Mike, saved by the bell at that point. He was so close of not only throwing on a triangle but an arm bar, but Dustin Gordon doing a good job of just lasting until that bell rings. So they're in the second round now, and Dustin Gordon looking to advance and then maybe get a full mount position there. But
this are USA versus Canada special. Both these guys are kind of fill-in fights, Johnny Ritchie. Both these guys from the local state of Utah here fighting one another here for the Bantamweight Championship of the Ultimate Combat Experience. And so far, both these guys have really shown their mettle. They've shown that they deserve to be here in this show.
Well, Mike, they've earned it. You know, they've had a tough road to get to this spot. You don't just make it to the E-Center on nothing. These guys had to really work to get into this spot, and they're here now, and they really have to prove themselves. They want to walk out of this thing with the championship.
Joseph Hardin finds himself up on top now, but in the guard of Dustin Gordon trying to climb up the body looking for some type of submission, really doesn't have a whole lot of submission experience.
No, not at all, Mike. Just a wrestler, just a classic tough guy, a guy that's going to brawl, but he's been spending his time in the gym, now rolls over to full mount position. Let's see if he knows what to do from this.
He reminds me a little bit of Oliver Bradstreet when he was first getting going. He's in great shape. He's a very active wrestler type of kid, and you see right there, it paid off. He ended up getting up on top right here, and this is a very strange position to be in with another man.
Yeah, strange position. Joseph Hardin is going to be looking to come out through the back door. to sneak around in, and I think Dustin Gordon's going to hold on to something. He doesn't know what he's holding on to, but he's holding on to something.
He doesn't know what he's holding on to. It looked like he might have had an ankle lock or something possibly, but he doesn't recognize that, doesn't see it. And now you see Joseph Hardin trying to fish back to hook up an ankle and look for a submission.
Yeah, if he can do that, Mike, that's the 1090 heel hook that the mullet made famous. So that, if you get that heel hook locked on, it's good night. You got to tap out.
Well, no heel hook's going to be applied here tonight. Both these guys wind up back on their feet. Big knee, though, by Joseph Hardin, landed right on the face of Dustin Gordon.
Yeah, landed right on. And Dustin Gordon, once again, in a position where he maybe doesn't want to be, Mike. I think he's doing a good job so far of standing up and trading shots, even though he does have that slight disadvantage in the reach department. He's landed the big shots when they were standing up trading blows.
Absolutely he has, and was able to secure another takedown here. But Johnny Ritchie, we saw toward the end of the first round where he left an arm behind, and it looks right here that Joseph Hardin is zeroed in on that right hand. Now he's switching up to the left hand and really doing some damage from underneath now.
Well, I like what he's doing, Mike. He was switching with his left and right arm, holding on to the hand.
Looking for an arm lock here.
Looking for an arm lock, and this could be it. Once again, well, Dustin Gordon in a bad spot.
Well, you know, Dustin Gordon has weathered the storm before, but boy, Johnny, how many of these can you weather? Boy, right there, Dave Sully said not allowing the knees to the body.
Well, as he's knee into the body, that
foot's flipping up,
flipping out there and kicking him in the face,
which is illegal. I want to point out here. And
that's time. Again.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Saved by the flipping bell.
Saved by the bell on two separate occasions. Right here, Joseph Hardin a little bit frustrated with that, but Dustin Gordon, boy, he's tired, Johnny.
Oh yeah, he's tired, Mike. I want to hear what his corners are going to say when he gets over there. Are they going to give him some encouraging advice?
Well, let's listen in.
Listen, you're doing good. Okay? You're doing real good. Now I want you to relax. Get your breath back. Breathe in through your nose.
Inside there.
In through your nose and out through your mouth.
Round number 3.
Now, straight punches again. That's all I'm going to tell you. You're doing good on the ground.
Boy, that corner person of Dustin Gordon was working out that gun, wasn't she?
She's so nervous, Mike. That's his wife.
That's his wife working his corner there. She gave him a big kiss on the cheek as she walked out of the cage here. And maybe that fueled him a little bit. Looking for a big right hand once again, just missing. And, well, you can really see the fatigue on the face of Dustin Gordon.
Yeah,
now.
Mike, he's beat. And you talk about him being in shape, Mike, but he's given it his all. He's fought through 2 or 3 really great place submissions, and he's beat, Mike.
Johnny,
he's beat.
It takes a lot to fight out of those submissions. I don't think people realize, and you can see right here the results of that. Bud was able to get a nice hip throw, and looks like he's got his opponent in a nice headlock.
As soon as we're kind of counting him out, Mike, he lands a couple big shots. Little Joe steps in, and he gets that nice head throw, dishes him to the mat. Now, right here, you got to do something with this. You've got him in hell. You've got to do something with
Dustin is doing something. He's resting.
Yeah. Breathe. And that's all I hear is corner telling him, breathe.
Well, you mentioned he had to do something right there. He lost that position, which was really a good spot for him to be in. And now once you get up underneath here, and without any gas in the tank, this could be the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it could be the beginning of the end, Mike. Little Joe, whereas before Dustin Gordon had him doing a good job of keeping him in his guard, Little Joe is now looking to, well, right here.
Well, I think we're seeing the end of the fight here, Johnny Ritchie. Well, no, not quite
well,
yet.
Don't count Dustin Gordon out yet.
Dustin Gordon has battled out of some very bad positions. And again, I'm not counting him out yet.
I'm not counting him out.
I'm not counting him in either.
Yeah. Because Little Joe's got that thing on, and that's it. There's the fight. Man, oh man.
That was even a tired tap. It looked like he was almost too fatigued to get his arm up there and tap, but that draws to a conclusion this fight, and Joseph Hardin's got to be happy about that. He weathered a very, very tough storm to fight to begin this fight, and comes away with a big win.
Comes away with a big win. My kid's getting ready to leave on his mission. He's got his dad over in Iraq. He wants to dedicate this fight to him. He's in here for all the right reasons. He gets the victory. We might not see this kid for the next couple of years, Mike.
Well, I hope we see him when he gets back, though. It seems like these Mushin guys, they bring up these great fighters, they send them away either to the war or on a mission, but they come back, and they look just as good as when they left.
Well, Dustin Gordon, you have nothing to hang your head about, man. I know you're beat, you're tired, but you'll be back in this thing again, and you'll probably be fighting for a championship very, very soon.
Well, it's official right there. Little Joe Hardin's going to go on his mission with a little hardware. He's the bantamweight champion of the UCE.
If you are looking to make full-time wages while working part-time hours, give Brett Hansen a call at American Alarms, 310-0187. Dustin! You never had to go 3 rounds before, brother. I tell you what, you were winning the first two, I can tell you that. You had a lot of clean shots, you had several knockdowns, he had several submission attempts, but you thwarted each one of them. He gets the triangle in the third round, man, in about a minute and a half left. Tell me, man, what was going through your mind when he threw that triangle choke on?
Fuck, not again, man.
Not again. Well, we know what's happened to you before, but you're doing all the right things to get better. You're training. I think a couple months ago you would have never lasted past the first if it went that far because of your conditioning, but we see right there you made it into the third. It wasn't the best, but you're improving every time, and that's a big step, Dustin. What can we expect out of my man in the future?
To at least go all 3 rounds.
Well, I hope you can start finishing fights in the first round, my friend. You got some big, heavy hands for a 135-pound guy. You never know, this kid hits like a freaking Mack truck. Dustin, tonight you were good, my friend, but just not good enough. Is there anyone you need to thank?
I'd like to thank Red Robin at the youth center.
I'm gonna help him out. He's tired. I'm gonna help him out. Red Robin is his sponsor, and they're giving out some free appetizers on his behalf. So there's some girls running around here in the audience. If you want a free appetizer, Red Robin, on his behalf.
You gotta love right there. Hey, Dustin, tonight, man, you need to get to bed early. You were good, but just not good enough. Thanks for being a part of the experience, brother.
Thanks. I'd like to thank Mark's Hard also, Alex and Steve, sorry.
Once again, hey, give him a round of applause. Help him out of the cage tonight.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Got Your Back Realty.
Give Gary McDonald a call at 809-GARY or check him out online at www.igotyourbackrealty.com.
One of those bittersweet moments. I noticed when they raised your hand, you're in a little bit of pain. You got some pain in the shoulder there, but they were still raising your hand. It's got to feel a little bit good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
That was a great fight. I mean, you guys were doing it out there. How do you feel?
Feel good. I mean, it was a hard victory. So.
Well, it's almost a little more fulfilling when you come out of just a hard-fought battle like that, and you persevered, you endured. You came out here with a big win. Sure says a lot about you, man. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
All right, anybody you want to give a shout-out to out there?
Yeah, all my trainers, Brian Yamasaki, Brandon Kaiser, Chad, Pat for always personally training me all the time in class, and Justin for being my corner.
All right, man, I got to say, you got a pretty good group of guys right there in that sentence. So, once again, great job tonight.
Thanks a lot, man.
That's pretty much what those interviews were.
Yeah, those guys are both beat, man. They laid it all on the line, and that's what you like to see here. You know, Joseph Hardin getting in here. He's going to be serving the Lord here soon. But
aren't we all serving the Lord in one way or another?
He's serving the Lord, but he served up a triangle choke tonight. But Dustin Gordon, he was winning both first and second round without a doubt. Big knockdowns. The kid is a tough kid. He just needs to get...
No, I don't think that's fair. He's obviously got the Lord on his side. That's not even fair, Johnny.
That's right. That's not... Well, Mike, it depends. We're in Utah. It's fair.
You got more of the ultimate combat. Don't go anywhere. Couple of street fighters coming out here. Actually, a couple local guys, but one of them's a straight-up street fighter going up against a boxer. Who are they, Johnny?
We got Jarome Hatch getting in here, Mike, and this guy, man, he just likes the bomb, and this kid catches you with the right hook, and it's good night, Bill.
But you know, let me tell you though, Lee Doss has said, if somebody will stand and trade with me, you'll see some magic. Well, guess what? We got just the guy for that, man. Middleweight, no holds barred. Check it out.
You're stepping inside this cage to mix it up against Lee Doss. I want to know how you think tomorrow night's fight's going to go. Give us a little preview.
It's going to go quick and short and sweet, babe.
Short and sweet, all right. I want to know what's prepared you to make sure that this fight goes short and sweet. Give us, send Lee Doss a message.
Well, I lost 2 weeks ago because of a chokehold in the third round, and I won't do it again. I've trained hard, been running. I worked 12 to 16 hours a day, and then I trained for about 3. So that's about it. All I've been doing is running and make it short and sweet.
All right.
I do what I do every week. I train twice a day at Elite with the best, and I like the way there was real silence in here when we said Elite. That's good. That's when you know you're the best. You know, everybody hates you, but that's good. And my opponent, short and sweet, it's gonna be short and sweet. He knows it. He knows what's gonna happen. Superior striking right here. Chokes, stand up, take down D, whatever he wants to take it, we can do it. Doesn't matter to me. I train with the best. I fight the best every day. This will be like training with a punching bag, you know?
Lee Doss never short on words.
Never short on words. He's always going to tell you exactly what he thinks, how it's going to happen, Mike. And right there, he said it's like going to be fighting a punching bag.
I'm just curious if he does any thinking. He's telling you what he thinks. He just tells you. He just talks. And Jarome Hatch, boy, you know, this kid, he does talk a little talk as well, but I've seen him back up his talk in every fight he's been in.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt, Mike. You know, the kid is a slugger, a street fighter, a guy that was making the transition into the MMA world, but a guy that you don't want to count out, because if you do, he's going to knock you out.
Lee Doss feeding off the energy of people hating his team. I'm not so sure that that is true, but hey, if that's what motivates you, if that's what gets you going, then, you know, that's, I guess, what you got to do.
That's what you got to do right there. You're absolutely right. But you talked about it before, Mike. Lee Doss always says his stand-up is the best out there. Now he's going to get an opportunity to show that against Jarome Hatch, because Jarome doesn't want to take this thing to the ground. He wants to knock people out.
Absolutely. We've been hearing about the stand-up. We've been hearing about these mad hands he's got. I want to see him, and right here we're seeing him try to take him down.
Yeah, we're seeing right there Jarome Hatch really pressing the action, chasing Lee Doss down, and then Lee Doss gets a nice body lock, ends up in the full mount position, and this is a bad spot for Jarome Hatch.
That really was a nice bear hug body lock there, and he did execute that perfectly as he stepped back and then was able to step over the top, wind up in full mount position, and Jarome Hatch is in a very bad spot right here.
Yeah, full mount with, you know, more than 2.5 minutes left on the clock. You're in a bad spot here, Jarome. You're really going to have to work to not have this fight end early. You talked about short and sweet. That just might be the case.
Well, you know, Jarome Hatch is an extremely strong kid, though, and he's making it very difficult for Lee Doss to be able to sit up and have any spacing to throw any power behind these punches. Lee Doss really looks like he's straining to try to sit up, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you're really going to have to put the hurt on Jarome. The last time he fought, we saw he was just, it was a war. They were back and forth, but whoa, right there, well, you never know, right? Jarome uses the fence to get rolled over. Now he's in a pretty good spot on Lee Doss.
Boy, that was a beautiful reversal right there, and Jarome Hatch finds himself on top, and Lee Doss is hanging on, not giving him any room to sit up and do any damage as well.
Yeah, but Lee Doss now working out to the side. Jarome's got just a classic headlock on, and I wouldn't be surprised if you just saw him punching from here, Mike, trying to
just like in the schoolyard.
Exactly, absolutely. But right here, you see it's kind of a stalemate, not really sure what's going to happen. Lee Doss's goal is going to be try to pull his head out of this thing and then maybe pull Jarome back to the mat, because as far as standing up is concerned, Jarome was the aggressor.
Well, Lee Doss has got Jarome's back now, which is a very bad spot for him. But the other thing I've noticed so far in this round with the big slam was that Jarome Hatch has been doing an awful lot of squeezing, and you know that translates into rubber band arms as the fight goes on. He's going to not have a whole lot in those to throw any power punches, so he's going to have to change his strategy just a little bit if he's going to have anything going on in the second and third round.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike, and with the way Jarome Hatch fights is he needs those power shots. Those are how he beats people, is by landing those big haymakers from left field, as we saw earlier when he tried to throw one on Lee Doss. So
well, he tried to throw one early on Lee Doss, and Lee Doss was able to get up underneath it and take him down. We've been a little bit critical of Lee Doss not standing and trading, but he took what was given to him, and he did. He finds himself in a very good spot here with the back of Jarome Hatch, and now he's starting to pick his shots and land them on the side of the head and the face of Jarome Hatch.
He's got his hooks in nice and tight, Mike. They're not going anywhere. You see, once they do, he just reworks them. He's got Jarome in a bad spot. Jarome's hips are elevated, and he's flattening them out, and he's going to continue to do that until he really wears Jarome out to where he can throw this choke on.
Well, Jarome did a nice job of finding the choke. He was able to turn in right there. And wow, some big shots over the top. Looked like landed right on the temple of Lee Doss.
That one right there, Mike, really landed. That last one.
Lee Doss is dazed, it looks like. He's falling over.
Oh my, that shot landed. That shot landed right at the end.
Wow, it really did. That was kind of a strange shot. It came from a very strange place there, but it seemed to have landed. Let's listen in the corners here.
This round, he makes one straight.
Jeremy Horn saying that he was just flailing him, but Johnny Ritchie, I think that punch did land, and you see that Lee Doss was trying to shake some cobwebs out there. He did take a shot toward the end of that round.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike, and that might just be one of those shots that changes the way things go, because right there, Jarome Hatch came out like a pit bull running across the cage, looking to really get Lee Doss right there, doing the old foot stomp.
Yeah, but that wasn't a very pretty-looking knee, that's for sure. But now he finds himself behind Lee Doss in a very good position here. Johnny, I don't know that he has the experience to really know what to do from here, though.
No, he doesn't, Mike. Once again, he's going to try to squeeze and choke and really put the pressure on. But he's just bulldogging a mad power. But lands on his back. And Lee Doss gets the full mount once again. Now looking for an armbar.
Lee looking for an armbar, doesn't quite get it. This is kind of a back and forth fight. Both these guys kind of over-committing themselves to techniques and finding themselves in bad spots. But right now you see Jarome Hatch fighting out of the guard of Lee Doss, but he's tired, Johnny.
Oh yeah, he's beat already. This kid, well, we said that before, but he went 3 rounds and went into decision the last time he fought, and he was beat, Mike, but he still mustered up enough energy to throw some punches. And right there, those little baby shots, they're not going to do much damage, but they do bother you.
Johnny, you don't think they're doing much damage, but it was something similar to that hurt Lee Doss in the first round, so you never know. I guess it's just where you land them.
Oh, and right there, he did a good job of isolating the chin and then throwing a nice right elbow across the bridge of the nose of Lee Doss, and Lee Doss didn't appreciate that very much.
This certainly didn't. Jerome Hatch, it looks like Lee Doss's guard is just wide open. Jerome Hatch doesn't recognize the fact that he needs to probably improve his position. He's happy to fight from within the guard, but it looks like Dave Sellystead said, hey, enough of this laying around and hugging each other. Let's get back up on our feet and rock and roll.
Yeah, if nothing's happening, stand him up. That's why I really... Oh,
baby! You felt the wind from that one right there. Boy, Jerome Hatch swinging for the fences, and Lee Doss just getting out of the way just in time.
Just barely getting out of the way. Now Jerome looking for maybe a takedown. If you do that and you leave your neck exposed, Lee Doss is going to grab that thing and possibly look for that guillotine choke, but throwing some pretty big knees here from underneath.
The knees did nothing more than make Jerome Hatch more motivated. Oh, that was a nice knee right there, but Jerome Hatch motivated to get a takedown here. You don't want to leave your head right there, and you can see why that Lee Doss was able to land a couple of pretty nice shots there. Jerome Hatch now finally getting the takedown.
Well, I tell you what takes it out of you more than anything, Mike, what really drains your endurance is ace, when you just squeeze your opponent. You don't really have anything, you're just squeezing, but also an attempted takedown. You're driving after this guy, you're working it, you've got his leg lifted, it's his weight against your weight, you finally get it, that thing will drain you if you don't know what to do with it once you land it.
Both these guys have done that, though, and so both these guys are just a little bit drained right here. Jerome Hatch, though, was, he stayed too parallel right there, and looks like Lee Doss was, well, as soon as I try to call a technique, they kind of stalemate.
Yeah, they kind of stalemate. It seems like Jerome Hatch is always just a day late and $1 short. He's so close to landing in that superior position, and then Lee Doss just kind of edges him, and then right there lands in the full mount position. Now stepping over to a side mount, possibly looking for maybe a shoulder choke, but that's the end of the round right there.
Well, looks like the end of 2 very solid rounds. Both these guys coming out and mixing up. But as we mentioned a minute ago, Johnny Ritchie, these guys are tired. Both of them dragging their butts back to the corners, and boy, this third round could mean whoever wins this one could win the fight.
Could win the fight, yeah, without a doubt, Mike. But I tell you what, these guys are really both laying it out there. It's not like they're tired because they're not working. These guys are really working hard, and that's what I like to see. That's great.
Absolutely. On my very unofficial scorecard, I see Lee Doss having won both rounds 1 and 2, but as you mentioned, you see that Jerome Hatch was just inches from getting a superior position, or just inches from landing a big shot that could change the entire complexion of this fight.
And how funny is it now that Lee Doss in the third round really looks like a different fighter? You see him in there just pacing and composing himself like a boxer, and lands a couple good shots to where Jerome had to close that gap, and now they're on their back.
He certainly did. Boy, it looked like Lee Doss was a completely new fighter, but now he finds himself underneath Jerome Hatch, and maybe that's what was winning it for him before, was that he was just kind of a little more reserved and didn't find himself overextending, where now Jerome Hatch is on top.
Yeah, Jerome Hatch is on top. He fell into the right spot here, Mike. Let's see if he knows what to do with it. Lee Doss is the one on the bottom now doing all the squeezing, trying to do a good job of getting to his stomach. Right there is where you need to be. Now get to your feet, and let's see this thing end with these guys throwing blows.
I think Jerome Hatch does know what to do with it, but I don't think he has the gas in the tank to get it done. He's just kind of hanging on right here. He was in a great position a moment ago, but slowly but surely Lee Doss has taken that away and reversed fortunes just a little bit. Well,
Mike,
have we seen Lee Doss in this position before?
Yes, we have. We've seen Lee Doss tap in this position. If Jarome can get that other leg across and crank on this neck, Mike, this fight just might be over.
Wow. Lee Doss has just been a victim of guillotine chokes on just one too many occasions. You see right here, could this be another one where he winds up short in a fight? Looks like Jarome Hatch is trying his darndest to put this thing on.
Well, I think if Jarome Hatch had his left leg around the waist of Lee Doss, you might very well see that. But Lee Doss doing a good job of elevating his hips, taking the pressure off of his neck, and not letting that choke be applied correctly.
He did defend it, now finds himself on top. He's been freed from the position where he was in a lot of danger now and just kind of hanging out. And it's probably not a bad strategy. Let's just kind of hang out and let the clock tick until this fight's over.
Well, he's almost been caught twice, Mike. The first punch at the very end of the first round, and then that guillotine right there was close. But Lee Doss now unleashing the fury, landed 2 big shots right there. Now he has the back of Hatch, and this could very well be it for old Chavez.
Well, you know, Jarome Hatch is, you know, you just see that the gas tank is just on empty. There's not a whole lot left there, and Lee Doss well up on the scorecards, well up in a very good solid position here. It just might not be such a great night for Jarome Hatch, although I think he came out and gave us a good showing tonight.
Well, you gotta love a guy that's a roughneck, and he's out in the field every day working hard as an iron worker, you know, working 12-hour days and getting to the gym when he can and coming in here and fight. It says a lot about this kid, and I'm just proud to have Jarome Hatch in here. I can't wait to see him again.
Well, it's been great having him in here, and we're writing him off, Johnny Ritchie, but
you never know. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it does look pretty futile right here. Now you see right there, Dave Selly said going to come in and call a stop to this thing. That's 3 rounds of just good action between both these guys. Let's listen to what the judges have to say.
Scores at 29-28. Judge number 2 scores at 29-28. And judge number 3 scores at 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. Fighting out of the black corner, it's the Cobra.
Really not a whole lot of doubt there, Johnny Ritchie. Lee, the Cobra Doss, did come out here, and it was a dominant performance, but I think it was a very game fight put up by Jarome Hatch, no doubt about it.
No doubt about that, Mike. I want to see both these guys inside the cage very, very
This
soon.
post-fight interview sponsored by Beehive Bell Bonds, because sometimes bad things happen to good people.
For a guy that trains in your flipping basement with your brother, you went 3 rounds, and you did a hell of a job, man. How do you feel about the fight?
Man, could have went better, but he's a hell of a fighter.
This post-fight interview brought to you by Ayers Law Firm in the DUI hotline. Give Tyler a call at 255-5555 or check him out online at utahduihotline.com.
Hey, Lee, you keep telling us you want to stand and trade. Then you take a guy down. What's going on?
I just want to show that I have the total package. Tonight was probably the wrong night to try that because my man was pretty tough. I should have let my hands go. I would love to fight him again and stop it in like the first round. You'll see him soon, man. The better the fighter, the better the fight's gonna be. I'm just, you know, I get stuck in trying to prove that I'm a rounded fighter, and I should just, you know, stick to my strengths. But you know, I'm getting better every day on the ground. First time I went 3 rounds, so you know, it's a learning experience, and you know, nothing but better to come. Nothing but better.
First time going 3 rounds, a guy that trains in his basin. I mean, Jarome Hatch has got a bright future if he gets to the right gym, UCTC, and trains. He's going to be an unstoppable.
I just want to say, I think that was a good part of the show tonight because we've seen some top-notch talent in here. That's the future right there. Those guys are the groundwork for what we're doing here. So I thought it was a great fight, and I was really glad to have him on the card.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Lee Doss gets in here week after week. You're right, Mike. He does step up when we call him. He's always willing to fight. So Lee Doss, continue doing what you do, man, and you're going to be an unstoppable force in that weight class.
All right, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere. In the lightweight division. Anybody come here to see Travis Marx fight tonight? And I thought y'all came to see me. No, I guess not. Johnny, Travis Marx is a pretty tough kid. Who's he fighting?
Well, Mike, he is fighting, I think, the leader of this Canadian Baja Gracie crew, Walter Buse, a guy that is a level-headed, smart fighter. According to his trainer, the kid is slick. You give him the opportunity to submit you, and chances are it's lights out.
Anybody who's grappled or trained or rolled with Travis says he's just way stronger than any other 155-pounder I've ever trained with, so this should be a good one. Lightweight, no holds barred, check it out.
to represent USA in this bout, it's obviously a great opportunity, and I'm glad to be able to do so. It means one thing just to represent our state, but to represent our country's even that much more. So it's all on the line. I think we all come here to win. You asked that question. Nobody comes here to lose. I think we're all here to win. So, but only one winner can walk out of the cage tomorrow night. And I think we've all been preparing ourselves the best we can in the gym, in our daily lives, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's an honor to represent Canada. We got some really good fighters in Canada, as somebody was mentioning before. Joe Dirksen comes from Canada. I know you guys know George St. Pierre comes from Canada. We're all good guys, so I'm happy to be representing Gracie Barra, and I've been training very hard, wrestling, Jiu Jitsu and Muay Thai. I've got some great coaches, Tim Shears, Milo is a good Muay Thai coach from our school, Mike Pellegrino is an excellent fighter from our school, helping me out a lot, so I'm here to win. Travis, I just met Travis, he's a nice guy, I've seen your videos, good fighter, so it's going to be a great fight. I'm going to take it to you, so I hope you're ready.
Who is this St. Pierre guy they're talking about?
Yeah, who knows about that guy?
Really familiar with those guys. Walter Buse, though, is going to come down here and make a name for himself, he says. And really, you know, this Tim Shears group, the Gracie Barra group, Johnny, just a great bunch of guys.
Good group of guys, Mike. They came down here just so excited to be a part of the Ultimate Combat Experience. And they have not, they've impressed me, and then they've impressed the guys they fought against as well.
Well, absolutely. And Travis T-Train Marx, another very great guy. I mean, just a salt-of-the-earth good kid. At 5'6", 150 pounds, trains over there with Elite Performance.
Yeah, Elite Performance, Jeremy Horn's gym, Mike. These guys, you know, they'll be the first one to tell you how proud they are that Jeremy Horn is working their corner, the guy that's telling these guys what to do day in and day out. And so, you know, these guys are coming with just a little bit of skill.
They're going to come with a little bit of skill, but skill is matched here without a doubt. Both these guys, very, in my opinion, looks like this is going to be a great matchup.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike. Talking to Tim Shears, the coach of the Baja Gracie team, says, hey, my guys are so good at submission. They're so slick, but I've been trying to tell them for the last couple months, they need to work on their hands, and right there, bing, bang, lands a couple nice shots against Travis.
Wow, Walter Buse came here to fight tonight. He landed a great combination on his feet and then continued the onslaught once they hit the canvas, just kept on punching, and boy, he lit Travis Marx up there.
No, he did, and Travis Marx almost went at him instinctively just to grab a hold of something and get it to the mat because he was rocked, Mike.
Wow, that was a very big exchange. But you see Travis Marx, he's got such great hips. We've talked about this with him in the past, and you saw the great body lock here and the great takedown, but Walter Buse, he's not going to settle in and let you settle on top of him. He's right back up on his feet battling.
No, without a doubt. You know, both these guys, Mike, are college-level wrestlers, believe it or not. You know, Walter's great at jiu-jitsu, but he did some college wrestling. Well, so did Travis Marx. So, you know, these guys' hips are going to be far superior than a lot of the guys that you see that might step inside the cage against them.
And the great thing is they're matched up against one another, and you could really see in both of them that there's kind of a bit of a chess match going on where these guys are using those hips to find a better position. Both these guys so far have done a great job in doing just that.
Well, right there you hear talk about his Muay Thai, and he's dropping those knees right to the inner thigh of Travis Marx. Those might not be devastating right now, but in the second and third round, those things are going to take their toll.
Well, speaking of taking their toll, look at the left eye of Travis Marx. He took those shots early on, and Johnny, I'm not so sure he can even see out of that left eye. That thing is swelling up, and really a lot of blood coming out of there.
I tell you what, you could swell up both of Travis Marx's eyes, Mike, and that kid's going to continue to fight. He doesn't care. If he can grab a hold of you, he can still punish you. And you see right here, Walter Buse, he's got him on his back, but he's not going to stop fighting, Mike. He's going to continue to work and work and work.
That very well may be the case, but it puts you at a very distinct disadvantage. Sure. I'll tell you what, if you can't see from that left eye, and really it starts taking up a lot of your thought processes as well. You're not thinking about what you're doing. You're thinking about, oh man, I got to protect that cut.
Yeah, but you know, I don't know if Travis Marx thinks that way. I just think he wants to get this thing rocking and rolling and end this fight as soon as he can. Oh, but Walter Buse just landing shot after shot.
If he doesn't think that way, he ought to start thinking that way, because Walter Buse was just lighting him up once again on his feet. Big round here in the first round for Walter Buse. Little topsy-turvy right here, but Walter Buse's landed some huge shots.
No, he is, Mike. But, you know, you got to love the heart and enthusiasm of Travis Marx. A lot of guys would have just folded in that position. He landed he hit with a couple good shots, and he continues the fight, continues to struggle, gets to his back, then gets to his feet, throwing punches, throwing elbows. This is a great fight. I'm glad this thing is the main event.
This is an exciting fight, no doubt about it, but I got to tell you, I think the local fans are a little bit shocked right now because Travis T-Train Marx, we've never seen him in trouble, and not only is he in trouble, but he's flat out getting beat here in the first round.
Well, there's the bell right there, Mike, and these guys are going to go back to their corners and get worked on and get some advice from some top-notch trainers, that's for sure.
Well, let's see what adjustments are made, because I think Travis Marx is going to have to make some adjustments, but first and foremost, that cut has got to be addressed. It's right over the eye. If blood goes into the eye, it really does impair your sight. You see Jarome Hatch taking a real close look at that. He can work some magic on cuts. I've seen him do it before, and I'm expecting to see him do it again here.
Yeah, and right there, I think Walter Buse's corner, Tim Shear, says, hey, you know what? No more ground game. Let's stand up with this kid and let's bang, because so far you've been doing exactly what you need to do to win this fight.
Well, again, you can see the apprehension from Travis Marx. He's been caught with shots, and now he's a little more apprehensive.
Oh, and he's another big one, another big shot.
A huge right hand right to the left eye where he's already hurt.
Yeah, he's going to answer that back, and we've seen this the same way when he fought Robert the Record Densley. You hit him with a shot, he's going to try to hit you with two more. Buse doing a good job of throwing that kick, and then Travis reaching inside, doing what he does instinctively, and that's doing some wrestling, some clinching, and throwing some knees.
Buse's leg kicks are as powerful as we've seen. He's swept the legs out from underneath Travis Marx on a couple of occasions here. Right here, this is where Travis is good. He gets inside, gets his underhooks, and he's got such great hips, he can do some damage.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing in this corner. That's what I'm hearing Jeremy Horn tell him is get underneath, get this kid down, work the things you need to work, get him flat, and really work this kid from in close.
Doing a good job of peppering the body with knees. Both men are, but seems to me so far that, boy, Johnny, this is a great matchup. I mean, I'm almost at a loss for words because these guys are so well matched.
Well, it's so back and forth. I think the first round, I've got to give it to Walter because he just worked so hard and he landed those big shots. But I see Travis Marx rejuvenated and he's ready to get back in there. And this kid is not going to let that first round sit lightly with him.
No, without question, Walter Buse won that first round, and this second round is very, very close. I've not seen either guy coming out and winning this round thus far, although I think Buse landed that big Superman punch that might be the difference so far, and I think Travis Marx has a little bit of ground to make up here.
Yeah, but right there, he throws a kick and then throws the right hand following it, and he landed that right on Walter's face. I think he does that a few more times, and Walter's going to have to change his strategy, maybe try to take Travis to the ground.
He needs to get his hands up to start things there. Walter Buse carrying his hands down around his waist, and maybe he's doing that to bait Travis Marx in. I'm not sure, but Johnny, great action here in the second round.
Yeah, great action, Mike. This is about the only lull in the action we've seen, but these guys are just feeling each other out. Once again, you're in a position where it's topsy-turvy, could go either way. You really got to know where your opponent's at, and Travis Marx shooting in, trying to close that gap where he's definitely, I think, has an advantage underneath.
Johnny, you can really see him struggling to gain his vision, to focus in when they were apart from one another just a moment ago. That cut really is going to be a factor in this fight, regardless of what the Magic Man does in the corner there. Once it's swollen up like that, it's really hard to see.
Oh, without a doubt, Mike, and he did eat another Superman punch on the way in. I think landed on that other eye, Mike, and it might have swelled that puppy up as well, but he's, once again, Travis Marx, heart of a champion, heart of a lion. The kid's not going to stop. Swallow both of his eyes, and as long as he can grab you and feel you, he's going to punch you.
He finally does get that ever-elusive takedown that he's been after for this entire fight. Gets on top here and looks like he's just about to get knee over. Well, he's in a half guard, half mount, but that was a very much well-needed takedown.
Without a doubt, Walter doing a good job of placing that knee in the stomach, and wow, that's the deal.
Johnny, that round two is up for grabs. That could have gone either way, so this is very interesting going into round three when we come back.
Tell the people, man, how much work went into making this place what it is tonight?
2 months of non-stop work.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Combat Experience. If you're just joining us, Johnny Ritchie. Oh, baby, have you missed out on a couple of great rounds of fighting between Travis Marx and Walter Buse of Canada. Gracie Baja up there in Vancouver, Canada. Johnny, great fight thus far.
Yeah, great fight thus far, Mike. Back and forth. We really thought that Walter Buse was going to be just a submission fighter, Mike, but lo and behold, his stand-up game has come along. He's looking good, landing some big shots. He's got cuts over both of the eyes of Travis Marx. Really working.
In my opinion, Walter Buse is up 2-0. He clearly won round 1, and round 2 was very close, but I give him a slight edge. Once again, folks, a very unofficial scorecard here. Johnny Ritchie, how did you see things?
Well, Mike, I thought that Travis Marx did a better job in the second round of doing the things that he needed to do to steal the win, but Walter Buse was active and busy, and the second one, it's a draw to me. I don't know how to place it.
Well, if you look at both of their faces, you would certainly think that Walter Buse was way ahead on the scorecards, because Travis Marx has got both eyes just swollen, almost swollen shut, with big cuts over both of them, and Walter Buse, he exploited it very well.
Oh, he did, Mike. He looked good. I think Travis was really expecting a on a big slam from Travis to T-Train Marx.
Travis T-Train trying to take things back right here, and that is a great way to get things started. Got up underneath, picked his opponent up off the ground, and then drops him right in his corner so he can listen to Jeremy Horn say what he needs to be doing right here.
Well, that's the Travis T-Train Marx we know, Mike. The guy that's aggressive, powerful, dominates the fight. But Walter Buse did a great job in the first two of really stopping that. Landing the shots, picking Travis T-Train Marx apart. But now, this kid is in a lot of trouble. Travis knows what to do from here.
You've said this on a number of occasions already here, that Travis T-Train Marx has the heart of a champion. He's got a heart of a warrior, and whether he's down 2 rounds to nothing or up 2 rounds to nothing, third round is his. I mean, this is where he really kind of comes of his own.
Oh, absolutely, Mike. The kid will last. He's in great shape, great condition, and a kid that will land the shots. But Walter Buse is not going to stop fighting from underneath it, but bang! Those big elbows will cut you and possibly end this fight.
Johnny, those are some big shots right there, and really, as you mentioned, there's just so much time on the clock that Walter Buse's got to get out from underneath there, because Travis can really put a beating on you from here.
Yeah, and Walter doing a good job of trying to control the biceps, not let Travis throw those elbows. But Travis, the kid is powerful and he's sneaky, and he'll switch it up. He'll throw one high, he'll throw one low, and he'll catch you. And right there, he's really got Walter in a very tough spot.
He's making up for some lost ground. There's no doubt about it here. But Johnny, is it too little too late? Did he lose 2 rounds? Even with a very impressive performance here, the best he's really going to be able to hope for, unless he gets a submission, is a 10-8 round. So, boy, it's very interesting to find out what the judges saw in that second round.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. And to me, like I said before, I don't know. I wouldn't know how to judge that second round. It was really back and forth. This third round, if it ends with Travis in this full-round position, without a doubt, he's going to win this thing. But Walter Buse, don't count this kid out yet, Mike. His submission is supposed to be the best.
Well, right there,
that's it.
You see the end of the third round, and you see the pace of Travis Marx. He's been in an absolute war. Both these guys have such great admiration for one another, and you can see why. These guys came out here and really did a number tonight.
When you get in there against a guy and you work so hard to get the win, and it's so back and forth, man, oh man, there's nothing to do but to say, hey, congratulations, great fight to both of these guys. I'd like to see him back.
Well, you hear the Gracie Baja team, they think they won this fight. Let's listen in on what the judges think happened.
Well, Mike, I sure would hate to be a judge on this one.
All right, judge number 1 scores it 29-27, Marx. Judge number 2 scores it 29-28, Buse. And judge number 3 scores it 28-29 for your winner in a split decision. Fighting out of the black.
Wow, Travis T-Train Marx comes away with a big win right there. He looks a little bit surprised about that, but Johnny, you can't argue with the score except that 29-27 one. I'm a little bit confused about that.
But either way, these guys got in there, laid it on the line. USA versus Canada, no one's the loser in this thing.
Great match there. This post-fight interview brought to you by Got Your Back Realty.
Give Gary McDonald a call at 809-GARY or check him out online at www.IGotYourBackRealty.com.
First of all, Travis Marx is a gentleman, very good man, and very good athlete, and I'm honored to fight him. I love this state, man. Everybody's treated me so well. You guys have treated me so well. I'm not even mad about the loss whatsoever. He had me pinned down. I'm throwing elbows, you know.
Well, look, I'm just going to tell you.
Tired and shit.
Yeah, no. Once again, Walter, who do you want to thank? Let's hear how you're feeling right now.
Just my friends, my family. Mike Pellegrino, excellent fighter. He's been coaching me. Tim Shears, Gracie Baja.
Thanks for being a part of the experience.
I'll be here if you have me, man. Thanks.
Hey, once again, send this guy out here with some love. If you are looking to make full-time wages while working part-time hours, give Brett Hansen a call at American Alarms, 310-0187.
What a battle back. I got to say, it says a lot about you. Great job.
Thank you.
Travis Marx ain't got much to say with his mouth. He did it all with his fists tonight, and big win for you, man. Once again, I mean, I don't think you've ever been tested like that, but you look good, brother. You look good.
Well, thank you. I think I did more not with my hands, but with my head, but I'll thank my head later.
Yeah. Well, you persevered, did a great job tonight. Folks, give him one more round of applause because he earned it. He deserves it. Great job, man.
I want to thank the Canadian fighters for coming. Put up a great fight, and we're glad to have them in town. Hopefully they can come back again. I definitely want to thank my sponsors. They've made this possible for me to fight, and everybody who came to watch tonight and cheer me on, I thank you very much.
Right on, brother. Great job.
Thank you.
Well, if that wasn't the main event, some idiot put this card together because that should have been.
I'm telling you, a main event right there. Travis Marx, without a doubt, what a flipping stud. That kid, man, he defines the term of just a go-getter. The kid was getting beat. He sucked it up, comes back and gets the big win over our opponent to the north, Walter Buse.
All right, man, we got more of the Ultimate Combat. Don't go anywhere.